CBS News Bay Area Afternoon Edition with Ann Mekovic.
Right now on the afternoon edition, it is day 2 of the government shutdown. California Democrats issuing a warning about the impacts on health care. But first, rain clouds hanging around the Bay Area, so we want to start with our first alert forecast. Thanks for joining us this Thursday. We are dealing with more scattered showers today. We saw gray skies and sprinkles in Walnut Creek and Martinez. Some clouds still sticking around even as the sun tries to break through. Pretty tough to even see the Golden Gate Bridge right now through that fog, but sunnier weather is around the corner. Let's get over to meteorologist Jessica Burt for a look at our afternoon.
I know, it's so crazy to look at the Golden Gate Bridge, or what should be the Golden Gate Bridge at least, over all that fog. Now what we're seeing as we head into this afternoon, we're going to start clearing up and warming up, but we still have those lingering showers. Futurecast showing them tracking off into the east, closer to the Sacramento Valley into the evening hours tonight. I'm going to play that again one more time. The timestamp is at the bottom of your screen. Notice as we head into this afternoon, it clears up pretty quick here in the Bay Area. Now what that means for us is we're left with cool weather still after this cold front swept through, leaving us in the 70s widespread throughout our inland areas from Santa Rosa all the way over into Concord. Today we're sitting in the low 70s, and that actually puts us about 11 degrees below average in Santa Rosa, about 9 degrees below average over into Concord. So as I show you what's happening for us just real fast, I'm going to pull up this map to paint the picture. As we head into the next couple hours, we're watching those showers push off into the Sacramento Valley, leaving us with drier conditions. Still foggy conditions, though, closer to the Golden Gate Bridge, a little bit more clear behind me. You can actually see the Bay Bridge just right here at this edge. And as we make our way all the way down into the Santa Clara Valley, we're gearing up for some drier conditions into this afternoon too. Now there could be one more splash of showers into the evening hours tonight. We're monitoring this closely. This is just around 7 o'clock. Notice how as we head into the overnight hours, we might get a quick little splash, not impacting most of us. And by the time we wake up tomorrow morning, it starts to dry up and we're setting up for a warm weekend right around the corner. Back to you.
Thanks, Jess. It is day 2 of the federal government shutdown. The Trump administration says federal layoffs are going to be coming soon if the shutdown continues. And with no negotiations taking place right now, that is looking more and more likely. Natalie Brandt has more from the White House.
President Trump says today he'll meet with the head of the Office of Management and Budget to talk about further cuts of federal agencies as a result of the shutdown, posting, "I can't believe the radical left Democrats gave me this unprecedented opportunity."
We're going to look at agencies that don't align with the administration's values that we feel are a waste of the taxpayer dollar. And look, unfortunately, these conversations are happening because we don't have any money coming into the federal government right now.
The administration has already targeted billions of dollars in funding for infrastructure projects in New York and threatened climate-related funding in more than a dozen blue states is next.
Sources tell CBS News the head of OMB told House Republicans on a call Wednesday that federal layoffs or reduction in force will happen in the next couple of days.
That's something that the Office of Management and Budget and the entire team at the White House here, again, is unfortunately having to work on today.
He just wants to impose pain on Americans because he thinks that Democrats actually care and that Democrats will be forced to back down.
Despite congressional leadership at a stalemate,
there's no negotiation right now.
There were signs Wednesday of bipartisan conversations among rank-and-file lawmakers trying to find a way forward.
There's a lot of bipartisan hope that we can make this shutdown as short and costless as possible.
No votes are scheduled today due to Yom Kippur, but votes are expected in the Senate on Friday.
And one of the main budget debates has to do with health care subsidies. Millions of Americans use them to help buy insurance through the Affordable Care Act. These tax subsidies were put in place in 2021 as relief during the pandemic. The Independent Health Insurance Policy Group, KFF, says that they brought health premiums down, resulting in the number of people enrolling in Affordable Care Act plans nearly doubling. Those subsidies are set to expire at the end of the year, and Democrats claim it's going to result in premiums doubling. They want the subsidies extended as part of this budget plan.
A constituent called my office just this week and said they're scared their wife will die, that is a direct quote, if she loses access to her health care because of what's happening right now. People's lives are at stake here. This fight is about protecting your access to affordable health care.
Speaking today on CBS Mornings, House Speaker Mike Johnson said these subsidies don't expire until the end of the year and that Democrats shouldn't make a December policy issue part of the funding bill. The big question with the shutdown is what's open and what's closed. Here's what we know. Muir Woods is closed. At Stinson Beach, the gates and parking lots are closed. Presidio sites like the Golden Gate Bridge Visitor Center remain open because they operate under their own funding. Meanwhile, Alcatraz was set to be open today for tours, but now there's a message on both the National Parks website as well as the cruise operator site saying the island is closed due to a lapse in federal appropriations. Well, we knew that Alcatraz was closed yesterday for scheduled construction, and then there were a lot of questions about what was going to happen today. We do have a photographer on the way right now to see if tours are in fact operating today. Meantime, Salinas is feeling the shutdown. The Navy's Blue Angels were supposed to headline this weekend's air shows, but the team has been grounded. The shutdown stops non-essential government operations, including military demonstration teams. But the big air show will go on. Canada's Snowbirds, their acrobatic flying team, still planning to soar in the skies. That is happening at the Salinas Municipal Airport Saturday and Sunday. The Blue Angels could also be grounded for Fleet Week in San Francisco, which kicks off Monday if the shutdown is not resolved soon. But other Fleet Week activities will go on. And we're going to keep following all of the latest developments on the shutdown. You can find those updates anytime, kpix.com, and streaming on the free CBS News app. Still ahead here at noon and streaming on CBS News Bay Area, funding for a critical food program has run out. What that means for hundreds of seniors in the East Bay. And it is Breast Cancer Awareness Month. An Oakland survivor shares her story and her path to advocacy. Let's take another live look outside before we head to break. That is a view of the bay from the city of San Francisco. We'll be right back. Authorities are investigating a terror attack at a synagogue in northern England on the holiest day of the Jewish calendar. A suspect drove a car into a crowd outside the synagogue in Manchester. That suspect then began stabbing people, killing 2 and seriously wounding 4 others. That man was shot dead by police. The Vallejo man accused of killing a Bay Area woman who was found hidden behind a secret wall in a home is going to face a judge today. Douglas Irwin Shaw is charged with killing 28-year-old Renea Lewis, who had been reported missing on Sunday. Vallejo police found Lewis's body on Tuesday night behind a concealed entry into the attic of a home near 14th Street and Campbell Avenue. During the search of the home, police found information leading them to the 41-year-old suspect. Shaw was arrested shortly after at his workplace. Renea Lewis's death marks Vallejo's 14th homicide of the year. Some homebound seniors in Contra Costa County are going without breakfast this morning after the end of a vital program. Starting today, Meals on Wheels is no longer delivering breakfast. Budget problems forced Contra Costa County to cut the $750,000 that funded the breakfast bag program. Now Meals on Wheels is hoping they can raise money through public and corporate donations. We have a link to that fundraiser on our website, kpix.com. October is Breast Cancer Awareness Month, and for 2 decades, a former Oakland school teacher has been cancer-free because she was high risk with cancer on both sides of her family. She started mammograms early, but she never imagined being told at age 44 that she had it. Veronica Macias shows us how she is helping other women access care through the Susan G. Komen Breast Cancer Foundation.
When you manage to beat cancer, you become a survivor in this world. And in Ellen Shaler's case, an advocate in pink.
Here is
She's been cancer-free for about 20 years, but it's still a big part of her story. Since being diagnosed in 2005, she's participated in almost every More Than Pink walk for the Susan G. Komen Breast Cancer Foundation. All these years later, she vividly remembers the first survivor ceremony after her walk. It's there where she found a community of brave women.
They were calling all the survivors up, and this woman said to me, "Are you coming up, up on the platform?" And I said, "Oh, I don't know if I'm a survivor yet. My radiation starts tomorrow. It's only been 3 months." And she said, "You're coming with me, honey." And she pulled me up on that stage. I was bawling. And
Ellen would go on to win her fight, cancer never defining her, but leaving scars. Not taking any chances, she decided to have a double mastectomy because of the risk of cancer running high in her family. And as her husband had vowed, for better or for worse, he made sure she never lost her optimism or her sense of humor.
I said, I'm not going to have my breasts for my birthday when I turned 46. I'll have had this surgery. And he said, but you'll have them back for mine in February. So going into my bedroom. But
at home these days, things are quiet in retirement. As she walks down the hall, you can see how tidy her house is kept. In her bedroom is a notebook she kept during those difficult months with cancer. It's right beside all the words of encouragement, which she has been neatly preserving in a keepsake box.
6/30/05, ductal carcinoma in situ. I actually was going to show you this box. I keep all of my fundraising records in here.
It's money the organization says is making a difference when funding from the government seems to be on the chopping block.
Funds to provide services directly to patients who need the care right now. But we also are funding cutting edge research. And we are second only to the US government in funding research. We have provided over $1.1 billion in funds to breast cancer research.
A key part of thriving is the research and doctors, but so is trusting your gut and always advocating for your own health. In her case, doctors initially missed the cancer in her mammogram, and had she not gotten a second opinion, she wouldn't be sharing her story.
I've lost a lot of friends and loved ones, not even always breast cancer, but some kind of cancer.
Telling her story does give her a bit of survivor's guilt.
You know, yeah, of course I'm thankful and I'm grateful, but well, what are you going to do? Well, you're going to raise money for Komen because
contributing to Komen is her way of showing gratitude
and gets, you know, at least have a fighting chance
for her second chance at life.
Well, the Susan G. Komen Walk takes place this Sunday at the San Francisco Zoo. The event brings together survivors, families, and supporters to raise money for breast cancer research, patient services, and advocacy. They have registration open on their website. All right, back to our first alert weather now, taking a live look outside from our Black Mountain camera. You can see those clouds, but also a little bit of sun. Let's check back in with meteorologist Jessica Birch as we look ahead to the weekend.
Still some rain clouds kind of lingering around in the forecast today. So what I'm going to do real quick is just pull up the map. I want to show you how much rain we've seen so far, at least since midnight. And then on top of that, I'm going to turn on the futurecast so you just kind of can see throughout the next 24 hours. We'll continue to watch on and off showers trickle off into the East Bay, over into the hills, past the Sacramento Valley, and eventually up into the Sierra as it begins to dissipate. But we've seen over a half an inch, or just about a half an inch, all the way down into places like Hayward, stretched all the way down. Let's actually zoom out real fast just so you can see this, along places like Ben Lomond and San Jose. Pretty impressive numbers here. The more north we went, the less impressive the numbers were, at least within the past 24 hours. But we're continuing to keep a close eye on that as we head into the evening hours tonight. Now, daytime highs, thanks to this cold front, are below average. We're feeling a little bit more winter-like, less fall-like right now, with daytime highs down around 11 degrees below average today in Santa Rosa, about 3 degrees below average into places like Redwood City. So all of us are feeling this. And as we take a look at our daytime highs, just to show you one more time, we're gearing up for 60s or 70s, one of the two throughout the Bay Area. It's a pretty mild setup as we head outside today. Taking a look at places like Napa, we're only sitting at 70 degrees this afternoon, just in time for harvest. Now, let's take a look at what we can expect into the afternoon hours today, because there's still a chance of light showers continuing to push in from offshore into the evening hours tonight. But from San Francisco down into the Santa Clara Valley right now, we are dry, as some of the bigger storms are now over into the Sacramento Valley. Watch this, though. We advance the clock into the 8, 9, 10 o'clock hour tonight. Those offshore showers want to push in. And as we head into the midnight hours tonight, there's a good chance we can get another splash before we start to dry up. But that won't amount to much. If anything, 1/100 of an inch of rain, and then we dry up more as we head into our Friday forecast. So from now until then, these are the numbers we're expecting. Nothing too wild on the map by any means. But you take a look at the next 7 days, watch this. As we head into the afternoon hours today and tomorrow, temperatures are still pretty mild, talking about 70s returning in the forecast. Sunny skies right around the corner as we head into this weekend, Saturday and Sunday. That's perfect for any outdoor events at the Golden Gate Park, for example. We have Hardly Strictly. We have so many fun outdoor activities off into the East Bay, too. And we're gearing up for 80s in our inland spots right around the corner. For now, back to you.
Thanks, Jess. Coming up, they are a little shorthanded. Can the 49ers beat LA without a handful of their starters? That is next in the Red and Gold Report. It is game day for the 49ers. The team has their work cut out for them when they face the Rams tonight. Quarterback Brock Purdy and several other starters have been ruled out because of injury. Vern Glenn has more in today's Red and Gold Report.
This is the Audi Red and Gold Report.
The 49ers will have an uphill battle to remain undefeated in divisional play when they take on the Rams. Brock Purdy's status for Thursday night was uncertain all week after he re-aggravated his toe injury in the loss to the Jaguars. But come Wednesday, we got our final answer. The Brock star officially ruled out after not being able to practice all week. But he's not the only player the Red and Gold will miss. Starting receivers Ricky Pearsall and Juwan Jennings were also ruled out due to injury. So Mac Jones will get his third start this season, and he knows he's got his work cut out for him against a stout Rams defense.
But they're really good. They're, in my opinion, the number one defense in the NFL after watching them. I know statistically they're pretty high, but they have a great defensive line. They played a lot of different schemes. They do a lot of stuff, but do it well. So it's going to be a challenge, and been impressed with them, so can't wait to go against them.
With the Red and Gold Report, I'm Vern Glenn.
Still ahead, Taylor Swift ushering in a new era with the release of her highly anticipated album tonight. What to expect from the life of a showgirl. Well, Swifties are waiting for the clock to strike midnight tonight, or in our case, 9 p.m., for Taylor Swift's new album, The Life of a Showgirl. And for the occasion, Target's going to be opening its doors at midnight so fans can grab exclusive copies of the album. And this weekend, for 3 nights only, AMC is going to premiere the official release of Party of a Showgirl. That is a 90-minute movie event celebrating the new music. Not a Swiftie per se, but I have several friends who have bought tickets to that and are looking forward to that behind-the-scenes show. That is it for the afternoon edition. Remember, we are streaming 24/7 on the free CBS News app. Just go to Live and then choose Bay Area.